Sup guys, it's your boy Justin here with another game review finally, which I beat Fairy Tail. I'm waiting for my buddy Kevin to finish the game before I review it because he's live streaming it, and I don't want to spoil my thoughts on the game, even though my thoughts for the game is pretty obvious. So yeah, today we're reviewing Champions of Norrath, which is a isometric dungeon crawler for the PlayStation 2, rated T for teen. Developed by Snowblind Studios and published by Sony Online Entertainment. This is a spin-off of the EverQuest games, which are MMOs. So yeah, the game has a lot of features like champion customization, where you have 5 playable races and classes, which are the same thing, by the way, because you can't change the class of the race, but you can like change your character's. You customize your character's skin color, gender, hair. Though there's not a lot of hair choices. There's more than 10,000 items in the game, which is randomly generated. So are the dungeons. You have a skill tree system. You have multiplayer combat, which the game is obviously going to be more fun in multiplayer. Good luck doing that nowadays, unless, you know, there's like servers or fucking private servers or whatever. 45 levels of Conquer. Battle view cam, so if you don't like the top-down view, you can zoom in. You have the spectacular spells. You can save and import your character for the memory card, and random dungeon generator. So I'm just gonna put this game here for now, and we're gonna show you, which there is a sequel to the game called Champions of Norrath, but I'll show you the different playable races. You have the Barbarian Warrior, the Wood Elf Ranger, the High Elf Cleric, the Erudite Wizard, which, oh my god, the Booba, which lots of Booba in the game, the Dark Elf Shadow Knight, which I played as, right? So yeah, I'll just go, this is going to be a quick review, but yeah, there's like, you start off the game, which the main story of the game is you're a hero that volunteers to help the Wood Elves fight off an invasion from orcs and goblins. Where beginning of the game, you're going to caves to kill goblins and orcs, which the goblins look like orcs, so I don't know what the fuck. But yeah, only for it to be found that there's something weird going on. A very famous EverQuest character has been kidnapped. And you go on this journey through the world of Norrath to stop this mysterious orc villain from conquering the world. Which it turns out, spoiler alert, that he's actually a dark elf, like yourself. Which the dark elves are fucking evil as hell. And he serves a god called Inaruk, who is voiced by a very familiar voice actor, which I don't know his name, but if you played games like the Legacy of Kain games, or if you ever played Bard's Tale, I think he was the narrator for that, you're going to recognize his voice. So I'm just going to go with my likes and dislikes, which, by the way, the different levels in the game are, you have the forest, you have the gnome caverns, which looks like the Underdark. You have a vampire's castle, you have a deserted island, you have the desert, which the desert level, you're not there for too long. And you have the plane of hate, which is basically hell. So I'm going to go with my likes and dislikes. Good character customization, lots of weapons and armor, variety of level design, good voice acting, cool aesthetic. Good length game, which I don't know how long this game took me to beat. Some people say it's like 15 hours on how long to beat. Bullshit, took me at least over 20 to 30. And there's difficulty settings, so if you want to clear the game, which the first difficulty setting is levels 1 through 20. So if you clear the game, you can play it. You can play the game again at higher levels, right? So next we're going to dislikes. There's technical problems with the game, especially the cutscenes. I put prison door lock. What that means is that there's a point in the game in Act 2 where you have to rescue this gnome who's imprisoned Well, this might have been Act 3. Imprisoned by the vampire lord, who's the narrator of the game. who sounds like Richard Montalban, aka Khan from Star Trek 2. And he was in Star Trek. But yeah, he's locked behind... You need him to go to the deserted island. And he's locked behind like a cage, right? So you need to get... No, he's not locked in a cage. He's locked in, like, you know, a prison, whatever. So you need to get a key to unlock the prison door, right? Only for... There's no prompt. So you're like, what the fuck are you supposed to do, right? It turns out there's a pedestal in the middle of the room where you're supposed to put the key in to unlock his door. Which is fucking retarded. Repetitive gameplay. Which that's a problem with this genre to begin with. But like you have a very... but like a lot of the game... You're gonna loot and then constantly have to teleport back to town or the hub or whatever to sell your shit because you're carrying too much, right? And there's no... If you have really cool weapons and armor that you can't equip yet, you can't store them anywhere. You have to keep them on you, which fucking worst part of the game. The end game sucks. Because if you get to the... Because you can't... If you haven't cleared all the enemies yet, if you get to a certain point in the game, you're stuck. You have to go... You can't go teleport to other places to fight and kill enemies. You have to go fight the final boss. Which the final boss is hard as fuck. He can kill you in 2 fucking hits. And there's escort missions, by the way, if you hate that kind of shit. There's no grinding, though there are points in the game where it looks like enemies do respawn, but yeah, I don't think, like, that's why I put question mark, because I'm not sure if they actually do continue to keep spawning, right? And the inventory system sucks, like I already said that. But here's the thing, I'm going to give like 2 ratings, because if you're not a fan of this kind of game, it's mid at best. But if you're a fan of isometric dungeon crawlers, this is a good game. It's better than some games I have played that are like this, like Bard's Tale, Summoner, like, you know, other Dungeon Siege 3, other games like that. To me, this game is very good compared to those games. And it's good in the genre. It's not as good as like Diablo 3, which I haven't played Diablo 4, but yeah, it is a good game if you're a fan of this genre. If you're not a fan of this genre, this is like a 5, 6 out of 10 at best. But if you are a fan of this genre, 7 out of 10. And it's probably one of the better RPGs on a PlayStation 2, but that's not saying much. So yeah, that's it for this review, guys. My next review is probably going to be Fairy Tail. And then I'm going to try to beat Disgaea in October. But who knows? We'll see. That's it for this video, guys. Peace. Peace.